Shut up and sit down.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Build, Paint, Play. I'm Dave. And Jake's still muted. I'm having a terrible night tonight. Sorry about that.
Greetings, programs. Just so everybody knows, Dave is super sick, as his reaction time is a little down.
Super down.
So we are joined today by Gage and Steve, and we'll be talking to them about various and sundry topics. But yeah, I guess we're live now. Things are rolling. Things are real.
We are live. Yes, indeed. We are indeed live. Awesome. Going to say hi to everybody in the chat so far. We've got Luis. We've got Miniatorium, Timothy Gerber Fleury.
Nice.
We've got Radom, Dave Hummel, Todd Rolls Dice, Jonathan Palermo. Hello, everybody. So welcome. Jump in and say hi. Patrick Malamas.
Here for Cicada updates and general hobby shenanigans.
Yep. Excellent. Nice. Well, Jonathan is watching his kids' soccer practice. There we go.
Nice.
And watching us at the same time. Nice.
Yeah, anybody who's here for the first time, make sure you guys do the whole, all the stuff, like, subscribe, comment below. There's a bunch of links in our in the show notes. So there's links to a bunch of the cool stuff that Dave's into. There's his books. There's 1490 Doom. There's what else is in there?
We got Flames of Orion Kickstarter.
Orion
link in there. We'll be talking about it in a minute.
The Hive Scum Podcast.
Yep, the Hive Scum Podcast. So Gage, Steve, you guys are from part of the Hive Scum Podcast.
It'd be weird if you weren't and we were just promoting that.
Yeah, we have done that before where I've left in a link, but yeah. But a whole bunch of things. I don't know what the sort of core kernel is that everything spreads from, or if everything's just individual.
It's kind of individual, but it's all definitely linked together. Sorry if I sound awful. I've lost my voice this past weekend.
At Under the Dice Fest. So
yes,
that's all good. The only person who's going to sound normal here is Jake.
Yeah, apparently.
Fantastic. So so let us know. Give us a quick intro to you guys. Who are you? What do you love hobby wise, and what are all the things you're involved in?
Gage, you can go first.
Hi, I'm Gage. I love role-playing games and narrative games, as you can see. Steve and I are part of Hive Scum Podcast. I run In Rust We Trust Discord. I've written articles for Under the Dice, which is Steve's zine. We're all, like Steve said, we're all kind of got our tendrils and everything, but to your point, Dave, Hive Scum is the main root at this point.
Hub.
Yeah.
Hub's a great word for it. There we go. Okay. Excellent. Steve.
I'm Steve. I run Under the Dice fanzine. It's kind of formed more into like a distro at this point. Part of Hive Scum, one of 3, and I am the creator of Flames of Orion.
Fantastic. Excellent. So, cool. This part of the show, again, my brain is kind of addled at the moment, but we talk about what we've been working on hobby-wise. Jake, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. So I did some more online stuff. I'm prepping for a big game I have coming up. So I did a bunch of like research on stuff. And I have done more. I've done more work on Infinity. I just got my first models the other day. I picked up it's like the JSA faction starter box or something. It's like six like, normal infantry looking guys. And then there's like one like bigger guy. He's in like what do they call them? They're a tag. It's not a tag. It's one of the smaller tags. It's like a battle suit.
Okay.
So there's like one like big guy. He's like for 40. Most of us are 40K players. He's about the same size as like a Centurion.
Okay.
So it's clearly like a guy like in a mechanized suit. But it's not one of the big tags. But a bunch of the guys in my shop want to do a slow grow league starting in June. So apparently this is enough points to start at 150 points. So that's where I was like, cool. I've accidentally bought the right thing. So we'll see how this goes. I think that's. Oh, I put some more of my stuff away. I found out that a couple of my models got broken in transport, so I gotta do some field repairs. But I've got the Iron Warriors are in the case now. They look really good. Those tanks came out good, man. I'm really excited. I like how they look. Lastly, I made the mistake of looking at the new Space Wolves box. I am not a Space Wolf player.
Blood Angels player. Blood Angels.
Like, so I was like, the last thing I need is to start another Space Marine army. And I was like, man, they do look really cool though. Like all that new box, the fact that everything in that box is new. Like you've got the Grey Slayers are all new with all new conversions, all new heads, all new poses. The Blood Claws are all new, same thing, all new poses, all new heads, all new is he a Wolfguard Battalier or Captain? Whoever the HQ choice is.
Sure.
That kit looks great. Tons of cool options. They're head takers, which at first Ben and I were talking about it. I assumed that they were like their Blade Guard, but Ben's not sure that you can't take Blade Guard as well. So they're like a Blade Guard adjacent unit. Those models look sick. All the guys with the round shields, and they have like power axes and stuff. And you can make a guy who has the shield slung, and he has like a power sword and a power. Like those models are great. And then I think the coolest looking model in the box has got to be the Wolf Priest.
Right.
That Wolf Priest looks awesome.
Yeah, that hooded Wolf Priest is crazy looking.
Yeah, and he's got 3 different heads, and like, yeah, that whole. So like, I've been trying to talk myself out of starting a space. Again, I don't want a Space Marine army, so like, I don't need another one. So I was like, I don't need to get this, but I keep trying to tell myself that I don't need to get this. So
it's never about need, Jake. It's never about need.
That's true. That's not what we do here.
So it's about want.
That's right.
Cool.
But
okay, Gage. Obviously, you've been prepping for Under the Dice Fest over the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yes.
What about personal hobby? What personal hobby have you done recently?
Terry, the other third of Hive Scum, is starting a 40K campaign for our local area, the New England War Council, as we call it. So a lot of what I've been doing is mostly just getting my Tyranids ready for that.
Cool.
It's system agnostic campaign. So the first game, I'm choosing Warfleets, the 1-page rules, Battlefleet Gothic type game.
Okay.
Just so I can establish some lore of where my little bugs are at and where they came from. So just picking up garbage off the floor, trying to come up with spaceships for the Tyranids. And then painting the actual bugs themselves has been honestly very distracting for getting ready for Under the Dice Fest. I had a whole fantasy army that I wanted to start doing. I pretended that I would have enough time to actually play in a game on the first day, but the bugs took priority over that.
Took control.
Yeah, so that's really where my head's been at.
Nice. How about you, Steve?
With Under the Dice Fest prep, I didn't really have a ton of hobby time. Like my hobby time was building my third 3x3 Mordheim board. That led like right into Under the Dice Fest, which I just finished. And, I could always go back and like do more to it, but I probably won't until the week before Under the Dice Fest 2026. So that's what I did for the most part. Oh, we made those Terminators though.
We did make Terminators.
Like the night before Under the Dice Fest, me, Gage, our friend, Evan, and Matt, totally not panicking, Matt, kit bashed some Terminators to play Space Hulk, and we did not play Space Hulk. Well, I didn't get to play Space Hulk.
I didn't either, but it was left at the studio. I will let you know that. So you and I can play this weekend.
Yeah, I made a fully kit bashed Iron Warriors Terminator, and it's my favorite model I've made probably in the past year. So
did you use the new plastic Imperial ones, the ones that are like big?
No, I actually used Gage knows what the base was. It was like that Bastarium, the big fat cauldron knight was the base of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
It's like this big fat Dark Souls looking guy, and I like ripped the head off and like changed the arms out. So
it's very much one of their human faction in the Bastarium princes. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's the big fat ogre.
Yeah, and then I like cut the legs and like put Terminator legs on it so it stands taller. It looks more like a true scale Terminator than like a regular Terminator.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I spent a bit of time last week packing up my Tanith army to send it off to the UK, which I sent off on Friday, and I think it arrived in the UK today. I did get a message saying, "Hey, Dave, we just got notified your army's arriving, and it's like 86 pounds, like import fees." So, like, oh my god, that's ridiculous! I should have just packed it in the second suitcase and paid for that suitcase.
100%.
Which is what I might do on the way back. I might do that on the way back. But yeah. So at least that's over there. So I'm happy about that.
You can write it off. It's a business expense.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally, absolutely, business expense. But I also painted this guy.
Nice
as well. The Blood and Zeal box set for the Kill Team box set.
That's base model. You didn't kit bash that at all?
Yeah, that's base model.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, painted that up for the article I do each month for Game Trade magazine. So there'll be a little thing about. I haven't worked out what I think the focus is going to be on sort of painting sort of those sort of robes quickly.
Mm.
But
all the models in that box are great.
Yeah, they are pretty sweet.
All the models in those secondary games are always so good.
Yeah.
Like Warcry, Blood Bowl, all that stuff. All the models are always awesome.
Yeah.
They've been doing a really good job, I would say, for the last 5 or 6 years at least. Like whether it's one of the starter sets for one of the major games or whether it's like the independent stuff, like all we used to be like the other studio games, like, you know, Blood Bowl. Now they got Warhammer Underworlds. You've got Kill Team. You got Warcry. Like they always look great. Like all that stuff is just rad. So I like that they've been making it so a lot of it you can just use in the parent games. So like a lot of the Warcry warbands, they come with like data cards. So you're like, oh, I can run this in my Chaos Army, or I can, you know, add this onto my Sigmarites. I was like, that's pretty cool.
No. Excellent.
Yeah, Jonathan's right. And all the Underworld models are awesome for D&D. Like they're great characters.
Yeah. So a few more folks have joined us in the chat. Sean Gleason is here. Subpar Inc. I think Tyler G. Hobby Hunters is here as well. And Chris Gorka's here. Hey, Chris.
What's up?
And Cat Swift as well. Cat says, absolutely, take it on the plane. Even though I had a UPS store for 29 years, don't ship it. Too late. Too late. It's already
Dave,
there.
I wish you'd have told me you were shipping it. I would have been like, don't do that.
And I still would have shipped it. But anyway. All good. Hobby Hunter says, tell Jake Duncan says hello.
Which Duncan?
I don't know. You'll find out, I guess. Excellent. Okay, guys, we got a ton of photos. I've spent a bit of time on Instagram stealing a whole bunch of photos from Tyler is all right at painting, totally not panicking, and Crypt Thing, and Mark Rayleigh, my buddy who was there at Under the Dice Fest this weekend, was also sent me a bunch of photos. So yeah, we'll jump into it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Let's get it underway. Click, click, click.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh. So first up, of course, we have to thank our sponsor, the Army Company.
Oh, I thought Phil was our sponsor for this episode.
No, Phil is not our sponsor for this episode, but Phil, this coming weekend, will be at the Bay Area Open. So if you're out in the Bay Area playing in that the tournaments there, make sure you say hi to Phil. But yep, all good. As a fellow member of the Army Painter Factory team, very
Super nice guy, absolute sweetheart. Phil's the best.
Yep. Yeah, the Bay Area is this weekend. For sure. Which is all good. That is there we go. I'm having a bad day today. Anyway, we did also want to mention so 1490 Doom, we mentioned this last week. This is our friends Cody and Eric, who are out in Utah. 1490 Doom is currently funding on Gamefound. It is linked down below. I think Cody was out at the show.
Yeah, Cody was there. He had a demo table for 1490.
Excellent. One of the things I didn't realize is they have this building in the picture is you can actually, there's a pledge level where you can get the physical castle.
Yeah, that was like the coolest thing I think about their Kickstarter was the fact that you could just buy the game with all the terrain you needed to really dig in. And all the terrain. I think the coolest thing about the game was how they did the terrain, where it's all 2x2, so you don't even need a measuring device to play it.
Yeah, yep, yeah. It is super cool. So as I said, link down below, and also Flames of Orion. We have a link down below. We'll be talking about this a little bit later in the show as well, Steve. Yeah,
Whatever you guys want.
Or actually, let's talk about it now. So this is one of the things that you've been working on for how long now? Last couple of years?
When I think about it, I'm like, it's been like 9 months, but I know it's definitely been. When did we do that game day, Gage? Like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's funny. We saw Nick, who was the manager of the store we initially started playing it at over the weekend at Under the Dice Fest, and he comes up to me, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he's like, "Oh wow, it's so crazy to see the game." Like I remember at the store when you were writing this on a piece of paper, making notes for the game, and yeah, it's been almost 2 years now.
Awesome. And you sold some prototype copies at Adepticon.
Yeah, I did an Ashcan test press first printing of the book for Adepticon, because the rules are all done. It just comes down to layout and just final, the finishing touches, I guess, and sneaking in a couple pieces of art.
Yeah. Awesome. And so you got 2 weeks left on it. I think I grabbed this image yesterday.
Yep. Just over 2 weeks.
Cool thing. So folks can head down to the link in the notes below after the show and check out Flames of Orion on Kickstarter.
Yeah, over on Kickstarter. I am going to be doing something for the final like 48 hours. I'm going to throw in some like extra STLs and a couple things I have kicking around. So
Nice.
everyone that backs it's going to get a little something.
Yeah. Did you were there many games of this played over the weekend?
From what I saw, I was blown away to see how many people were playing it. Like I did not really expect anyone to be there playing it just because of everything else going on. And it felt like every time I turned around, there was like people sitting at a 4x4, 3x3 table playing Flames, like a group of like 2 to 4 people.
I got a picture of people on a picnic table playing it outside using sticks and rocks for terrain. So
That's so funny. And then I wrote manically 2 weeks ago. I wrote a 3-mission campaign to play on Sunday, and we had like 14 people playing in that. Like I wrote a 3-mission narrative thing where they played through all the missions and a little story unfolds as they're playing.
Nice. Well, that's super cool. That's great. Excellent. But now, actually, the next little bit of business was our wrapping up our giveaway from last week. Here we go. I have my list here. I mentioned it might be cool if one of you could bring along a D10. I can't remember who I mentioned that to.
Where is it? I got it here. Ha! It's the Flames of Orion dice.
Oh, fantastic. Cool. So we're going to randomly determine who the winner is of our Star Wars Legion giveaway. Thanks to Atomic Mass Games who gave us these boxes last week.
All right.
Okay, Steve.
Yep.
Roll away.
And it is... That's a 10.
It's a 10?
That's a 10.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. 10 is Sean Gleason. So congratulations, Sean Gleason. You are now the winner of this box of crab droids and a box of aqua droids. And Sean's basically what we had everybody do was leave a comment on the video from last week with their favorite characters, and Sean's favorite character was Kenobi. Obi-Wan. I'm not sure it was my favorite character, but
it's pretty good. Dynamic.
Some of the others, of course, we had Luke. We had Cad Bane, R2D2 from Patrick Keith, like after D2. Alan Borthwick was Paplu. Was one of the Ewoks.
I mean, R2 is the real star. Like, he literally is in all the movies, and he saves the day in every movie. Like,
yeah.
if you take R2 out of the movies, they all die. Like, the message doesn't get out. They don't have the plans. He doesn't know where Luke is. Like, in every movie, it's like R2 is like the key to like the whole movie.
Yeah, this is true. That's true. I'll give you that. But fantastic. Congratulations, Sean. We'll I'll be in touch after the show, and we'll get your details and get these sent off to you. So thanks for that, Steve. Now, let's talk about Under the Dice Fest.
Look at these hooligans about to get arrested in front of the Elks.
Bigfoot sighting.
Awesome. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I saw a bunch of photos from Instagram. Their Instagram handles are in the bottom left corner, so you can go and check them out on the Instagram. Fantastic. So, Under the Dice Fest. This is the
Dave. You gotta lean to your left because all we can see is the logo.
I gotta lean here. Here we go.
That's worse.
No, other way.
Other way?
This side.
There you go.
There.
Now you're peeking out from behind the logo.
That's weird. I don't think I am.
Well, I can see you now, so.
Okay, ready.
Not anymore.
Anyway, so Under the Dice Fest, this is the third year? Second year, third year.
It depends on how you look at it, I guess. This is technically the second year.
Right.
Under that moniker, it's the
Yeah.
second year. But
It's,
Steve has been running, this is the 5th convention.
Yeah, because I've been doing it since was it end of 2020 when we had that the first like charity thing.
The first charity one at the Dracula, I believe, was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was just a 20-person with, or it was like,
I think
20 to
like
30 people.
Yeah, and it, including all of like Hive Scum and like a lot of our friends playing Magic in a room to raise money for like a local charity and like kit bash models.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was really it.
Excellent. So, and then that grew into, what was the next incarnation?
I did another Magic event, like the Charity Chiller. It was like how many people? Like 40 people the second time.
Yep. Just for Magic.
Yeah, just Magic. But I think Paul at that time brought his Mordheim board.
Yes.
And like that's where like the nugget started of like where we reconnected with Paul. And then that's kind of like when the whole Mordheim thing started.
Right. And then was it the New England Mordheim Open?
Yeah, and then from there we did New England Mordheim Open, and that stemmed from, we Gage and you can tell that part, like you and Terry going to Paul's house.
Yeah. Terry knew Paul from way back, and kind of reconnected with models and stuff. And Terry and I played Mordheim for the first time at Paul's house, and we're like, this is the game, man. Like, this is what we want. And we kind of sent the PDF to Steve, and he went, we are not playing this game. This is way too many rules. The book is way too thick. I do not want to play this. We were like, no, come on. We should. And then that was like shortly after Bill Ford's Invitational.
Okay.
Mordheim 2022.
Mordheim Invitational you ran down in Houston?
Yep.
Okay.
And then just seeing how cool that was and like how much of an artistic venture it was. I think that really got not under Paul and Steve's skin, but like to the point where it really made them think and want like, well, we could do that. We could invite anyone. It could be an open.
Yeah, I think it was like that. It was like, not that it was like you can't come, but it was like, only certain people were able to go. And we just kind of said, well, let's just invite everyone. Let's find a place where everyone that wants to go can go. And we didn't really think anything of it. We didn't think it would be, we figured maybe 20 people might go.
Right.
Yeah, and then that led into the first Nemo.
Yeah.
Right.
And then last year was when we were like, okay, what can we mix into this? It was like, I really wanted to put live music into it. So it was like, I'm going to book our friends' bands. New England has a ton of dungeon synth heavy hitters. So I said, we got to get them involved.
We pushed we brought back the kit bashing event from
King
the
of the
first
Kit Bash
event.
came back.
And then it,
Magic
last year
again.
Magic again. And that was when we kind of said, let's just make it 2 days. Like, why one day? Like, let's make it a Saturday, Sunday event.
Yeah, so jammed Nemo on Saturday and then kind of every other event. Our buddy Jeff, who is some crazy high-ranking Marvel Crisis Protocol player, ran Marvel Crisis Protocol for the area.
We had a commander event that our buddy Dakota helped finalize last year.
Yep. And then I would say that the success of that kind of for this year was like, all right, well, what can we do all of this, but bigger and better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus the Rust of Demon this year.
Yeah, that was like, that's been something I've thought about since the first Adepticon when we met Johnny. I thought like, there should be like a back alley golden demon, like with all the weird stuff. And it finally came to fruition, and like all the guys that did the judging, like it exceeded any expectation I could have had for that kind of event. And I'm so stoked that we were able to like pull it off.
Excellent. Our friend Scott Radham has just said, as a man who has survived 48 winters, what the hell is dungeon synth?
It's like synthwave, only more like creepy tonal atmospheric. It's
Look up
It can be.
Questmaster.
It can be, yeah.
so like my wife, like I love synthwave. My wife always says synthwave sounds like the 80s, and I was like, exactly. It's exactly what it's supposed to sound like. It's like it's like EDM 80s retro is basically what it is. And then Dungeon Wave, from my experience, is just a little more like toned down sort of atmospheric stuff, but
It's like a big mix. It spans like multiple.
Yeah, there are subgenres of dungeon synth. I think of like the scariest black metal band that you can think of, and their intro song is generally what would be considered dungeon synth.
nice.
Right.
And then there's fantasy. It goes all over the place, and we had a pretty eclectic mix this year as well.
Oh yeah, it was a great mix for the dungeon synth and all the metal bands that played. It was awesome.
That's great.
So when are we booking Gojira? When's that happening? Let's get
I don't think we're getting them, but we got our eyes on some pretty good bands for
we
next
get
year.
Gojira. I bet we can get Clutch.
Oh, don't even say that. Paul will lose his mind.
Dude, they're one of my favorite bands, and they're all big time gamers too. So
That's out.
It's funny you say that, because it's a lot of the people that are like coming out of the woodwork now. They've always been Warhammer fans. They've always been hobbyists, but no one ever really wanted to admit it. They never wanted their circles to mix. So it's like this event where we're putting it in your face, saying, okay, you can listen to Chain to the Bottom of the Ocean, the heaviest doom metal band that's ever existed, and play Warhammer, and it's okay. It's fine.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one really cares.
You're even given the opportunity to listen to it and play Warhammer at the same time.
Yes, and especially with the dungeon synth, a lot of people. I kind of put it forward to all the artists. I said, listen, this might not be a show where everyone is like up against the stage listening to you play, because they want to hear you playing while they're playing the game. There was a game of 10 Candles that was playing.
that's why everybody's
RPG game. Yeah, where you use candles as your dice mechanic essentially. But people are in the woods playing that while all the dungeon synth was playing, and they said it was the best game they've ever played. So
Nice.
yeah.
I think we have a photo of that. Was Shane running that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we got a photo of that coming up.
Well, everybody forgets, like back when we had I remember White Dwarf used to have ads for metal bands. Like there was Wraith. There was an ad for Wraith in there. There was an ad for
There was the Bolt Thrower tour.
Yeah, Bolt Thrower tour. Like I remember ads for Wraith and Bolt Thrower in White Dwarf, and I remember being like, "That's really cool, weird, but really cool."
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, I was mentioning before the show, I said to Gage,
Dave loves this photo. Dave, he can't get enough of this one.
for sure. It's
All the
like,
Ohio boys and Phil.
it's nice to sort of unassuming, and it looks like pretty ratty and run down. But then inside, these photos looked a lot different. But you're saying that no, it's pretty ratty and run down on the inside too.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the most remarkable building, but I was saying,
what we were doing very well.
yeah, pre-show, we kind of had a last-minute venue shift, and this one was bigger, better, 2 floors. There was a gazebo outside. It didn't really need to do anything other than keep us dry.
Which was difficult considering how hot it was.
Yeah, considering that humidity was insane.
Right.
Louis says, somebody goes, I never thought of it not going together. Louis said he's painting right now and he's playing Sepultura.
Exactly. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've got some other photos of this table coming up as well. But yeah, my buddy Mark took a couple of photos as well, and was posting it in our friends group about that this was put together by a film and theater major.
I totally thought that lantern was just part of the Elks Club.
No, this was made by our fellow War Council member Dylan. You can find him at Void Halation on Instagram. He is an incredibly talented visual effects, just lights, setting. Like he's very, very good at what he does. He does it for work, and he had actually put on how to photograph your miniatures class at the event as well.
Oh, cool. Nice.
And not to make anyone feel any certain type of way, but this was his first ever board.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
if you looked at his models before this, like when he actually tries to paint, I think you could tell he's got it. He's got that dog in him.
He's got the gift for sure.
Yeah.
And every time we do anything, he's always like, "How do we put lights into this? How do we install LEDs on it?"
All the lighting for the show was him.
You need those guys, right? I mean, that's guys like that are where all the like night LED kits came from. Like I remember when those first started happening, it was like, oh yeah, and we did a little bit of digging, and one of the guys that started doing in our area, he's a former special effects guy. So he was like, oh, why don't we just use like LED kits? And we're like, you can do that? You know what I mean? Like it's a whole other skill set that like people bring to the hobby that other people don't have. It's kind of wild.
It is great. Initially, like when you first look at this post that's holding the lantern, it looks pretty innocuous, but then you spot the little spotlights.
Yep.
There that are throwing those colors down there. But yeah, awesome stuff.
That's awesome.
Oh, there's Steve and
there we are. Me and Paul.
Steve and Paul.
Nice. And you guys are what have you got in your hand there?
So Zach at Crypt Thing, the one who took the photo, those are the character sheets that Dylan Malesko made for Flames of Orion. He had them engraved on colored acrylic.
Okay.
And he surprised me. He brought a whole handful of them to give away, and they are actually insane looking. He's like so stoked on the project. He just wanted to just give something back, and they exceeded any expectations I had for what a character sheet could look like for my game.
Awesome. That's cool.
You should do them as a stretch goal.
No. If I'm not sending a media mail, it's not being included.
Yep. Keep it simple. Yep.
Yeah, this is we are in talks right now of getting them made to make them available just through my web store. So I'm really hoping to have that stuff ready in the next few months to actually be available for purchase.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome.
So your Kickstarter says you guys are in Westfield, Mass, but then this was in Enfield, Connecticut.
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys all kind of in the same area, or
we're like all within 40 minutes of each other?
Yeah.
Like Terry, I think, is the furthest.
Hive Scum Studio is in Enfield. It's like a mile from the Elks Club.
Which worked out well.
Area. Yeah, and that actually being able to cart everything over within a mile of where we were bringing it was a lifesaver.
No rental trucks, nothing. We just loaded cars up, drove there and back twice, and everything was done.
Yeah, because like we're kind of in the same neck of the, like I'm in my store's in Quincy, so I'm here in Metro Boston, and Dave's in Baltimore, but
yeah.
Funny story, Jake. I've actually met you before, and I used to play at Alpha and Omega back in early 2020, end of 2019. I moved to Quincy, and I came into the store a few times, and I had met you.
Oh, and then COVID must have hit. So
yep, that was the unfortunate downfall of me playing in the area, and I moved back home. But yeah, we have met, and anytime your store ever came up, I only had good things to say about it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I said to Dave, I was like, he looks familiar, and he was like, he's like, have you ever been to their events? And I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
but that makes sense now.
All good. This one looks like it's some Trench Crusade stuff happening. Was Zach running some demos?
Yeah, he was, but I don't think this is from them running demos, because they were running demos on the board Terry made, from what I remember. Okay. So this could have just been random pickup games.
Yeah, I think the first day it was just random games.
Cool.
Is this my board?
Yeah, that's the board that you made with the giant Insano tower on it.
Giant tower on
it. We played many good games of Middle-earth strategy battle games on this, though.
Oh yeah,
excellent. That's funny. So Scott Radham said, I listened to a podcast this morning. Brent from Goobertown and an Australian dude were planning on attending this con. They were pumped. The Aussie was Brent, as always, was emotionally flatlined.
I also listened to that today, and that's exactly the way to describe it. Yeah, Trent and Goobertown both attended.
Yeah.
And that's pretty accurate. But Brent was great. It was, we've met him before in small capacity at Adepticon.
Yeah.
But it was cool that he came out and checked everything out. I would love to hear what he has to say after seeing the event.
So just quickly, this is the etched.
Yeah, this is actually not one that I got. I believe that's one Zach kept for himself, and it's so awesome. This is like the one of the centerfold photos or centerfold images from the book where you can like scan your own mech sheets. But that's like one of the concepts that he was working on.
That is super cool.
Yeah, it does look neat. Excellent.
So they're playing 10 Candles.
Yep, this was the first game he ran. Shane, I think, ran 3 RPGs through the weekend.
Yeah, so this is my buddy Steve and Dewey's game.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
So this is I have not played it, but it looks cool. It looks very, very cool and immersive.
It's basically survival horror, and the idea is that every game you run is a one shot. So it's like when the last candle goes out, everybody's dead. And you're using the idea is you're supposed to play in a dark room and you just have the candles on. So you get the cinematic of like every time you need to do something, you basically gamble a candle to do it. So you can spend the candles kind of as a resource, but then you also use them as like health or like it can be a penalty as well. So at the end of the game, the idea is that when the last candle goes out, you're in a pitch black room, like everybody's dead. That's the camera going out. That's the end of the movie kind of thing. So
that's awesome. We got to play that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But this is Shane. I met Shane at out in Houston last year when I went out for the Vestarian event.
Yep.
Which is where I met Steve and Gage.
Yep.
As well, and got Martin McCoy here. We had Martin on in January. We were talking about 28 collected, so it's cool to see that. And then
speaking of Martin,
there's
Matt with Martin's art.
Yep. So Martin did a couple of sort of grimdark style portraits.
He's giving the Boy Scout salute here, so I'm not sure what he's getting sworn into, but
yeah. Something dark for sure.
Some ominous cult.
Yep. But Matt runs the Smash Bash event each year, which is super cool.
And he just released Sunrot. Yep.
So I just did the crowdfunding for that a couple of about a month ago, I think. Absolutely, totally cool guys out in California, right?
Yes.
So we were talking. I think before the show that we had a bunch of folks who came over from California.
Oh, there were people from literally everywhere.
The SoCal Mordheim group though definitely came in hot and heavy.
That was crazy how many of the Southern California guys came.
Yeah.
Like I want to say there was probably 10 of them at one point, all wearing the shirt on Saturday during Nemo.
It's funny because we always push the New England War Council, but it's a title for us to kind of just have our extended friend circle.
Yeah, you get bestowed with that title.
Right. But then we had all these other, like the District of the Damned from DC. They came out and they've got 6 or 7 people with shirts. And then the SoCal Mordheim comes out. They got 10 plus people with shirts. So it was really like a big gang battle, the whole con of everyone wearing their shirts, showing their colors.
And the District guys, they made shirts that were like District of the Damned verse under the
dice.
They made shirts just to come to the event with.
Fantastic. That's good. I did notice that there are a lot of very specific shirts in the in the photos. We've got some more coming up, no doubt. But lots of stuff going on there.
This is this is a photo from Friday, from what I can tell. This is from I ran a 30-person 1-page rules regiments tournament. It was tournament. It was like a narrative campaign over 3 missions.
Excellent.
It was it ended in a giant castle siege where almost every player brought a unit or 2 and sieged a castle.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. And you guys built all the terrain for that?
Yeah, that's like a mix of the Nemo terrain and an insane amount of trees and like round, like I cut MDF to make bases for forests and woods and stuff that I scrambled to do the week of.
Oh, nice. It's always fun, that last minute scramble where you go, oh, that's right, we're going to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
we
we naturally just wait till the month of the event to say, oh, what do we need to have, and then it like slowly, like day to day, is like, oh, what about that? Yeah, we should do that, and then the week goes by. It's like, okay, I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
But we're at like a point now with like terrain where I think we're pretty well rounded for just about anything we want to do.
Yeah.
I'd say the Hive Scum studio probably has more scatter than most LGSs do at this point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like 2 totes worth of just scatter terrain. And we're getting more because I'm just endlessly printing like sci-fi terrain now just so we have it on hand for just like doing fun stuff, especially with the new campaign coming up, set in the 40K universe.
Nice. Dave's having an episode with his sickness. Grandfather Nurgle has blessed him these days, apparently.
Yeah.
He's good. Take a drink, Dave.
Yeah,
we gotta give him some orange juice.
The exhaustion from this weekend really hit me hard yesterday. Hopefully, we haven't heard any words of a super spreader event yet, but Dave might start it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at the studio yesterday just hanging out with, the last stragglers, and Gage was going to leave while I was cleaning. He's like, I'll be back in a little bit. And then
I was not back.
He did not make it back.
He got home and said, I'm just going to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think there was even a thought about it. I think it was he sat down and fell asleep.
Yeah.
Fantastic. One of the other things as well that you had there were a bunch of folks vending.
Yep.
I think we've got a few photos that we'll dip in and out of as we go. But I get the feeling that the people who are coming were excited about being able to share their creativity, share the things they've done, be it terrain, be it their armies, be it models in the Rusted Demon, or games that they were that made, or zines they had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the creativity outlet for all of those things, as well as like the biggest theme of the event that I take away from it is it's like the community aspect. Like everyone's so excited to see all their friends and make new friends and like share this hobby with their friends. I think that's like the biggest aspect of it, and that's like why, like I use the word successful, but like that's why it's so successful.
No, I agree. I mean, I think that's that. I mean, Dave and I talk about this all the time. I mean, between the two of us, we probably go to like 20 shows a year, and and we've been to like a lot of other ones as well. And every year, I'm always like, oh well, I'm making my list of shows I'm going to do, and there's always like 3 or 4 that I'm like, well, I'm definitely doing those ones, and it's because those are the shows that like I see all my friends at. I have the most like Adepticon for me is great. I get to see like my whole hobby family, and I get to see so many people that I know across the industry, and we get to hang out and have fun. But it's also like it's one of the few shows I go to that I actually get to play games, because I'm not just like running around like networking or working on something or doing a project. Like I'm actually there to like hang out and enjoy the show. But yeah, like I can totally see that at a show like this, especially with you guys putting in all the work to do it. But the fact that you also got to like run the narrative event, you guys got to like do events, so like you can tell that you guys really care about it and you really care about the community and doing it, which is why you're doing the work. But also you guys are having a great time doing it because it's something that you really enjoy. Like that makes a huge difference. It's not just like, the clowns that are running so like insert random show X where it's like, yeah, we get corporate sponsors and I'm going to need your money. And like there's no joy. It's just like a machine. Like you can see those people coming a mile away. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't think I need to be at your show.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something we've really strived for over the years too. Like I don't. Can I swear on the show? I don't know if I can swear on the show. I don't give a shit about a sponsorship or money or like any of that stuff. Like,
We had no sponsors this year at all. We thought it.
Yeah, like
a
Exalted
true
Funeral
sponsorship.
kind of did. You know,
Yes.
they are always, you know, Matt, Dave, all the guys over at Exalted Funeral are the best. They always are down to work with us on anything. And I almost don't even think of it like a sponsorship, even though it, you know, it is. They send us some stuff. It's just like friends in the industry, like wanting to be a part of it. And like Andrew from Exalted Funeral ended up flying out last minute to hang out and like vendor with one of our mutual friends, Joey Royale, who did Weird Heroes of Public Access. Like, and he hung out all week, and it was awesome.
But again, that proves my point. Like, that speaks to this. Like, he did not need to fly out to the Elks in Connecticut for
No.
you know what I mean? Like,
Middle of nowhere. Yeah.
right. He was like, I'm gonna go because that'll be really fun, and I'll get to hang out with people that I like and do stuff that I like. Like,
Yes.
That's the whole reason why any of us should do any of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Sorry. Where's this? There it is. Back to the pics.
Dave, if you want to go back to that picture, the Smash Bash one, just a second.
Yep.
I do want to point something out. The guy with the mohawk in this photo, Trevor,
man.
he is totally not panicking Matt's like college friend. They got their doctorates together.
Right.
He is so new to the hobby. Adepticon was his first ever anything.
The first time you ever saw models.
Yes.
Dude, that's the deep end of the pool to start that.
Dude.
Oh yeah, and to
Well,
be
he lives
like,
in
friends with
Chicago,
Matt.
so it's like
Okay.
he came to help, you know.
Nice. Okay.
But he played his first game of Mordheim this weekend. He has a full warband. He commissioned a friend for. He's fully in. He's also just the hardest working guy at Adepticon or Under the Dice Fest. He was. Anytime I turned around and needed a table moved or something, he was right there drinking a coffee and said, "I got you." So I just wanted to point that out. That he is one of those secret helpers from Adepticon and from Under the Dice Fest. We truly could not have flowed as well as we did without him.
Yeah, you turn around needing some scissors or a razor knife or literally a piece of tape, and he's like, "You need it? Got it right here."
It's in his pocket.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's truly a gem, and I'm so excited that we met him at Adepticon, and he was so excited about models in this weird world that we're in that he commissioned a friend of ours to paint him a whole warband so he could come play Mordheim, a game he's never played.
Yeah,
dude, you need more of that. Like, one of my favorite things at the store is when people walk in and they'll go, "I've never seen this stuff before," and I'm always like, "It's never too late." Like, you know, like we have a couple of guys that just started coming. This guy and his girlfriend came in a couple weeks ago, and they wanted to get into Magic. So we sold them. So they were like, we heard our friends are talking about Commanders. So we sold them some Commander decks. And then they came back for a Commander event we were doing, and there were some. A couple of my regulars were playing. I think they were playing Heresy, like Horus Heresy. So they went over and they were checking it out. And they were like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Ooh, okay." I'm like, "So this is Horus Heresy." I'm telling them all about it, and they're like, "I don't understand." And I was like, "Did you guys ever play with like Green Plastic Army Men when you were a kid?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's that, but with rules." And they were like, "Oh, that sounds awesome." And I was like, "It is." Like, I was like, so they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll start getting into that." So now I was like, "Look, just go home, go on the website, and just look at all the units and whatever army you think looks the coolest. That's what you should get, and then come back and I'll get you guys sorted out." They're like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, I getting new people into the hobby is great, and seeing somebody like this who literally, I love that he just like wandered it, like, "Oh, what's this Adepticon? I think I'll check it out." That is exactly wild to me. That'd be like me wandering into San Diego Comic-Con being like, "Where are comic books? I've never." You're gonna start there? That's crazy. So
yeah.
that's awesome. I'm glad he's having a good time. I mean, obviously he is if he's already commissioned a guy to paint his stuff. Now we just gotta get him for Christmas. You guys got to get him a paint set. Like, here's a starter paint set. Let's get you painting up your next warband.
Oh, he's got Matt in his corner. He's gonna he's gonna get him there.
Yeah,
nice.
I think the next photo we had here was so that's Witty and Trent. Scott mentioned the Australian dude. So that's Trent from Miscast Miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's obscured behind your arm?
Yep.
Okay.
You can tell it's the curly hair. But they're playing a game of Sunrut there with Matt, from, who was totally not panicking. So that was cool. He was able to be demoing that there.
Yeah, he sent that board that weighs probably 40 pounds
Okay.
in a cardboard box back from Adepticon with us. If you were at Adepticon, you saw it at the Smash Bash table, the Hive Scum table. He was running Sunrot demos on it. It's very heavy. He put it in the box and he said, please take this back so I can run demos at under the Dice Fest. So we did, and he managed to have it there too. So, and now it's at our studio again.
Yeah.
It's going to be there until next year, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Who's who?
And dude, this looks like the police just kicked on the door to a party.
In this moment, myself and it's what Evan on the right, and what appears to be my father, Goobertown Hobbies, behind me, are trying to figure out our Thai food order.
Nice. Trying to figure out your what?
We got a vegan Thai food place, so we were
it's a new game they're working on, Dave. Thai food order. It's a conglomeration story game.
Yeah.
Nothing was labeled.
Like it's going to start with Tom Kha Gai, right? But
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Two funny things to point out about this photo, just the people itself. But Evan on the right, his direct kindness, 4 or 5 years ago, whenever from Adepticon,
2022 or 21.
Yeah, him
it was.
Him and Witchhammer Studio are 100% why I'm in this hobby and why I still care. There was like 2 nights where we so the story goes, we jumped into the Grimdark Alley the first ever time.
Before it was even labeled anything. It was a room.
Yeah.
It was a 10 by 10 boardroom meeting room.
With Johnny Witchhammer Studios insane boards. And he was kind enough to kind of go over what Inc. 28 is and going over narrative wargaming. And then that very night, I kit bashed some guys in Totally Not Panicking's class. And then Evan kind of held my hand and taught me how to paint in that kind of style. So Evan has been a day one friend, has come to every one of our events. He lives in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Not a cheap flight for him.
Anything we do, he shows up since day one.
Yeah.
That's great.
And that Adepticon was where, I had spoken to Evan on the internet a little bit. And I always loved his paint jobs and the insane BattleTech models he would convert. And then we met him and he was the nicest. I remember we were like, I don't know how this guy's going to be. And then you meet him and he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Spent every night we were up till 3 a.m. with him, just painting, fucking around, general fun times at Adepticon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Goobertown Hobbies, I don't think could be any further from our side of the hobby. To what Steve said earlier, I really want to know what his honest opinions will be later. That Friday of this last weekend, there was a blood drive down on the first floor of the basement of the Elks. Yep. And I remember us trying to figure out how we could move stuff around because the blood drive was ending in about an hour. And we looked down there and Goobertown's giving blood and he's just waving like, hey guys. And it was that felt safer to him to be down there than maybe upstairs with all of us. I don't know.
He just thought that was one of your events.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like, did you guys try out the blood drive event? It was really very realistic. very quietly, the phlebotomist was like, blood for the blood god.
Yeah, the whole time.
In the background of this photo, you can also see our whiteboard that we drew up probably 2 weeks before the event to ensure we did everything.
Yep.
Notice there's a lot of things not crossed off that we scrambled to do. That list continues, another entire list on the other side of it.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Dude, with 2 or 3 weeks notice, I could have got all your shirts done. Any merch you need.
Oh, I did. We have a very awesome merch guy, Optimistic Prince. He's in Massachusetts. I will send him a merch order. It can, how many shirts did we order? 200.
Yeah, easily
200 across multiple designs. One of them was like a 5-color design, and he had the shirts to me within 4 days.
Nice.
Shipped to my house. And yeah, if anyone needs shirts in the Massachusetts area, he's really good. And he's a great turnaround. He's a really good guy.
Excellent. Just looking in the chat, Josh says, I tell people it's what happens when chess and model railroading have a wild one-night stand. Talking about wargaming.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I know.
My stepdad came out this past weekend, and he's just becoming a train guy, and he said his head was buzzing with all the ideas of watching how people made their boards. So
yeah,
they're one step away from each other, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. Back in the day when we used to do modeling and all, 90% of the stuff that's around now didn't exist when I first got into the hobby. So a lot of the places that we got stuff from was from the model train store. You'd go there and Woodland Scenics. Woodland Scenics was a model train.
Oh yeah.
They're a model train thing that got co-opted by wargaming. So
yeah.
Ryan said, I just got a high school kid started on his wargaming journey a few weeks ago at the shop. It was magical.
Nice.
Absolutely.
That's Ryan, who he owns the store, The Crypt in Providence.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
He ran our Commander event this year.
Yes.
Solid homie.
Excellent. And Tim said, is Evan holding a quart of curry?
Yes.
Yeah, he factually is holding a quart of curry.
He's holding.
He's holding my curry.
Yeah.
Yep, that's awesome. And Angerworm said, I've never left a place with more shirts than at Nemo.
Yes. So earlier,
Awesome.
I think someone said it in the chat. But long story short, they're in the Discord, in Rust, there broke out a gang war between the two hotels that are across the street from each other about where people were staying. And it got to the point where the Red Roof Inn crew made Red Roof Goofin T-shirts, and the Motel 6 stayers made Motel 666 shirts.
Right.
So a true turf war started.
Saw that. I was like, "What's that all about?"
Yeah, a true turf war started at the fest.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. And T-shirts are absolutely the best way to go about representing that.
Oh yeah,
Love it. So this is you guys in the studio?
Yeah, this is when we were making our Terminators instead of doing any of the work we were supposed to
Anything
do.
productive, yeah.
Excellent.
This is probably what a normal Thursday night looks like for us anyway. That's generally when we're at the studio. It's just kind of clearing everything off the table and putting more crap on top and making stuff.
It's usually a little cleaner than this.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was really excited about, actually, for the seeing in people's photos, things that they were sharing from Under the Dice Fest, was pretty much whenever there was a photo with Steve in it, there was a bits box.
Oh yeah.
Nearby, either
not
he was
too
looking
far
through
behind.
it, he was picking stuff out of it.
I love making models.
No, that's cool. Oh, sorry. I should have rearranged some of the photos, but this was that shot of Matt, I guess, explaining Sunrot to Winnie.
Yep. And our friend Paulina, who I kind of grew up with and just randomly reconnected with her again because she's friends with our friend Tyler.
Okay.
But flew out from LA just to hang out.
Hang out, have some fun. That's cool. Nice. And there we go. That's Trent.
Yep. Mr. Miscast himself.
Yep.
The miscast.
And this photo probably running on about 5.5 hours of sleep, thanks to me.
Awesome. And yeah, you can see the T-shirt there.
Yeah, that
End of the Dice
was
Festival.
honestly, it might be my favorite shirt that we've done thus far. Dan Drager, you can find him on Instagram under the username Drager. I
Right.
think it's like __ at the end. He is an insane artist. He is so talented, and I think he like is very recently getting into doing more commission work, and he's absolutely killing it.
Cool.
Like he did this design for us in maybe an afternoon.
Yeah, Dave, he actually lives very close to you and connected with the wires. So
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you'll be rolling dice with him soon enough.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be good. Nice. And then yeah, we've got some more. Actually, yeah, I can see the SoCal Mordheim shirt.
Yep.
But so Friday was a whole bunch of different games. Saturday was specifically Nemo, the New England Mordheim Open, and then Sunday a whole bunch of different games. Is that kind of how those?
Yeah.
Cool.
There were like some of the official events, like Sunday had the Flames of Orion event. There was the War Master narrative tournament run by Paul.
Commander
was downstairs, run by Ryan.
The classes.
Yep. Classes were all weekend, but Sunday was kind of where they were all cleaned up. Terry taught a class on speed paint, wet blend.
Excellent.
Yeah. I forgot where I saw it, but someone said this photo sums up Under the Dice Fest entirely.
Yeah.
Dudes heavily covered in tattoos, just being goofballs while wearing shirts they got 24 hours before.
That's actually a Dan Drager shirt right there.
Yeah, with a Warlord Titan on it. Steve on the left there, new to the hobby, kind of joined post Adepticon, the Discord, and fully has just same thing, turned heel, embraced this side of the hobby, and he donated a Tomb Kings box, the full army box, as well as a Kill Team box, just because he wanted to help in any way he could. So a lot of that DIY mindset of people just saying, hey, I love what you're doing. How can I help? And not even asking for permission. They're just like, okay, what's your address? I'm sending you $300 in product.
Right.
He's also the one who started the hotel war.
Yes.
Excellent. Great. Nope.
Yeah, we haven't really touched on this yet, but the tattooers at the event, Annalise at Knotted Swords on Instagram and our friend Christy at Cambion on Instagram, they've been doing the events with us since last year, and I think it adds such a great element to our show. Like it really hammers in that this is like a DIY, we're going to do whatever we want kind of thing.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they did, I want to say like 30 to 35 tattoos over the weekend. 10
tattoos a day, which is an insane concept for a tattooer.
Yeah. And they're healthy size tattoos. They weren't little jammers or anything. So they truly worked the whole time. And in the conditions of that the Elks Club, it was hot. It was humid. So I kept going by and being like, do you need water? Do you need anything?
It's fantastic. I think it is such a it's something you don't see anywhere else. Right?
No.
It's not what you'd expect to see anywhere else. But
no, and we strive for that.
Yeah.
It's everything that we love under one roof.
Yeah. That's cool. Excellent. So yeah, I mentioned Mark Rayleigh, friend of the show, shared some photos with me. He was there with another friend, Ty. I think they just came over for Saturday. They're just there for the Nemo. But he was Mark was super excited about it, sort of heading in. He's been working on a halfling warband for the last couple of months, and actually probably about 6 weeks ago he started messing around with digital sculpting and started to sort of push some boundaries a little bit, create some of his own models. But he was saying that during the lead up, like in the I guess the first, basically the week before the show, he was on the New England Wartime open Discord and was just like, everybody was going back and forth, showing their pieces, showing their display boards, their little bits and pieces, and he was like, "This is amazing! This is crazy! This is like, I'm getting really excited by this." And he came to work like the day before he flew out and said, "Yeah, everybody was doing this, so I had to do my own as well." So he created his own little display board for his halfling warband.
That rules.
Just overnight. Like, he didn't have it the day before, printed out some parts, painted it up, and just got really inspired by what everybody else was doing and sharing with the community. So, yeah, it's that kind of thing. I think I mentioned to Gage before the show that Mark can be a bit sort of curmudgeonly sometimes. But he just knows what he likes in the hobby. So, it's sort of very...
Nothing wrong with that.
So, but yeah, when he came back from the show like yesterday morning, I said, "Oh, what'd you think?" And he was just like so excited about the creativity that was on display and the excitement that people were expressing, and the just sharing with friends was the sort of the big thing.
There was I mean, it's hard because it's like you invite 300 of your best friends into one room and you have to talk to all of them. You get 10 minutes to talk to anyone, right?
Not even.
Yeah. So Saturday, especially, where people are coming out just to play.
Yeah.
There is so much of that, though, like you're saying, and a lot of these people getting to actually play is where you get your real FaceTime with people, and a lot of it would have like their own lore behind their warband, and this is like, okay, now I can actually talk to this person and show you. Like, people had little scrolls they were undoing and reading about their warband to the other person, and then giving the scroll away to their opponents. And yeah, it was. It's funny that the event where you're under time and under a limit is actually where it's the most relaxed you get to be and talk to someone.
Yeah, because you know you're going to be across the table from them for like
1.5,
2 hours, right?
It's almost like a break, you know, like an hour and a half break.
So yeah, Mark's got some photos here of the some of the tables that he was excited by. So we mentioned Dylan's table earlier, which looks great.
I see the comment from JP saying, "Build it and they will come," and that's like 100% been the whole idea behind all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Eric in the chat as well. Eric Wire saying, "Do you ever play in any of the events?"
Well, no.
A lot of running around behind the scenes.
I'm hoping next year that we actually, like, every one of the staff can take a step back and really enjoy at least one day or one event to themselves.
This year really felt like a lot locked in, and it was definitely easier with some of the things. I remember us really stressing out about like the awards at the end of the show last year, and then this year it was just
the biggest headache was the trophy, the trophy falling apart.
That's never a good thing.
No.
Here we go. Mark shared some of his photos of some of the wartime warbands with me.
I didn't even see this one.
I didn't see. I don't even think I saw a tenth of the warbands that were played with this Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it too was like it really, once I saw the amount of photographers that were around, I said, okay, cool. Well, I'll catch that side of the room online later.
Yeah. Yeah, between Greg, Adam, the Wire Brothers, and Trevor and Dylan, like that event is going to have so much coverage just in photos. And then the amount of people that were just taking videos the whole time too, like, there will be coverage somewhere at some point. You know, the Between the Bolter and Me blog is going to have a great write-up.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think, like, I hate social media. Instagram is the worst. But the cool thing to come out of stuff like this is, like we say, kind of every event we do, there's so many little pockets of, like, funny things that happen that you don't ever get to see. But Instagram is so good at, like, revealing those, where it's like, I can't even think of any right now, but just little, like, the 10 Candles game in the woods, that like stuff like that. I would have never even known that happened if I didn't see it online. Or
Bloodworks in the back alley in the service hallway of Adepticon, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is Mark's Halfling Warband.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, wait,
and the
he
display
made
board.
these?
The display board is what he made last second.
Yeah, he made the display board last second. But a lot of these were their file, basically 3D printed files from another creator.
Oh,
but he did some additional sort of messing around, where he did some like digital kit bashing as well, and like put this halfling basically in a basket on the back of this ogre.
for the week before the event, this looks great.
Yeah, this is
Sure.
awesome.
But yeah, he had a fantastic time prepping for it. He also got a couple of photos from Rusted Demon.
This is Blur's Crafts submission for the diorama. Is that his army that he's playing for the Sargos campaign?
I don't think so. I think he's doing Tyranids.
Oh,
But pretty cool stuff there.
that's
My
Gage's hill giant.
Yeah.
On the left here.
Yeah. That was for Hill Giant Games contest like 2 years ago. I just put it a lot of people didn't get to see it in person.
Right.
And then I brought along Miscast's original Great Unclean one that is like 2 inches taller than that.
You can see it in the background there.
Yeah, that pink thing.
Oh yeah, in there.
It's the same size as IPT Ian right next to it.
I don't know who made this model on the. I think that was Dylan that made the.
Yes, that's Dylan Molesco's Slug Chariot.
Right.
This is like a Carnival of Chaos Nurgle chariot cart.
Yep.
And you can't see, like, it's already insane looking with the slug and the horse coming out of it and all this. The right side of it has like a fully 3D puppet show, like,
Oh wow.
in that little nook that's coming off of it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
This is all kind of crazy. The this so you're a hill giant, Gage.
Mm-hmm.
When so I think Mark got there on Saturday morning, and like 30 minutes later, he'd share this with our group chat and just said, "I love this con." So,
yeah, that was my. I mean, I made it for the contest, but it was also like a narrative way to get. It was like one of my warband's leaders, narratively, like died, was out of action in one of the games we played in the Age of Sigmar campaign. But when I did the after action report, he didn't die when I did the rolls.
okay.
So I needed to get away narratively to get him back. So this model, I just said, was like picking up corpses and stuff from the battlefield and kind of putting it on his head and walking back to the army to like get all the people back together. So this technically is a Kron Spine incarnate of Gur model for Age of Sigmar, but
Proxied as a castle.
yeah, very much proxy giant walking hill.
Arguably much cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
I thought it was like an earth golem.
Yep.
Cool.
And there's actually a thing I only show it to people in person, and you can't see it in this photo, but on the back, there's like a squished corpse that Tyler's is all right at painting made, kind of jammed in his butt like he sat on a guy. So if you're ever around it in person, I'll show you.
Excellent. We mentioned vendors.
Yep, this is that's Eon with You Can Breathe Now Press. That's Ben. He's a part of the Arcane Sword Collective, which is Brian Larkin's company. Like he self-publishes role-playing games.
Okay.
And he has like this little umbrella of friends that all create things, and they always vendor together. And he's also the host of Arcane Con, which is in November.
Cool.
And right next to him, you can see Joey Royale, the creator of Weird Heroes of Public Access, and he's vendoring with Andrew from Exalted Funeral.
Okay, down here.
Yep, right there.
Excellent.
Joey Royale is an enigma of a man. You meet him, and I would almost argue it's like life changing if you were ever to play in one of his games.
Okay.
Like his style of role playing is so unique and refreshing, and he is such a fun DM to play with.
Excellent.
He's one of those people that has a personality where you're like, is this a bit? Is your whole vibe just a joke? But no, he is 100% himself and just a very genuine, honest, loving person.
Yeah, like the slick back hair, big aviator glasses, like it. Like I say this, like he goes for the like greasy Italian guy look, and he is that guy, and he loves it and he lives it. Like gold rings, gold chains, like, and you're like, what the heck is this guy coming in with this leather jacket? What is he doing here? Yeah. And he talks. He's very boisterous, has an accent, and like loves role playing games. Nicest guy in the entire world.
Excellent. That's cool. Here we go, Jake.
I mean, I like it. We used to have a big can of Right Guard underneath the counter at Games Workshop. I just walk up to people and be like, "Here, you need this."
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is Oliver's Kitchen Crew, and they also had, other amenities you would need throughout the day. But our friend Victoria said, "Oh, you should brand the deodorant." So I quickly ran and grabbed stickers, and I slapped them on all the deodorants.
Yeah, I can see the Hive Scum
yeah.
That's awesome. How many did you sell?
I don't know. We didn't get a cut.
Yeah, I think he sold out throughout the weekend, though.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. I think it's something we always joked about when I worked at Games Workshop.
Yeah, I will say they weren't super needed for how hot and humid that room was. There should have been a lot of boy stink, and there really wasn't. So, that's more of a congrats to the community for having the hygiene discipline.
Excellent. That's good. And here we go. We got a few photos from stolen from Tyler.
Yep.
This is the crew playing Necropolis.
Yeah, so this is Martin McCoy on the left. In the middle, we have Chris Griffin, Pied Pewter Piper on Instagram. It's an excellent painter. Also one of our day one kind of friends and supporters. And on the right, that's Harry, Old World Painted Blood from England. Came over just for the event.
Awesome.
Teaching Peter's game, Owl Shield online, Necropolis to Martin.
Excellent.
Which is funny because Martin does all the art for Necropolis.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever played.
Oh, that's awesome. Was this the game of 10 candles?
10 candles in the woods. I originally, when the Dungeon Synth was setting up, a lot of people weren't moving up.
Right.
And, people are tired. It's the second day. It was after Nemo, so it's like the most tiring day. So I said, Shane, can you run your game? Because he wanted to do it within earshot of the Dungeon Synth.
Yeah.
Can you move your game kind of closer to the stage just so people won't feel so scared? to move up. And he goes, sure. So the first act, I think, happened. And then I think Austin, who's all the way left in that photo, sitting down, said, why don't we do it outside? So they picked up their stuff and went out there. And everyone, I think, said that was like a life-altering game. It's one of those games you just don't forget.
Right.
Truly something I'm very envious I did not get to experience, especially from Shane. He is the most creative person I've ever met. All of his art is just collaged. He has that forever GM brain. So,
right. That's awesome. Is this the award ceremony?
Yes.
Is that David Cross on the front left there?
Looked like it, but I think that was a guy from the SoCal Mordheim group.
Cool.
David Cross is from SoCal. He could be David Cross. He could be part of the.
I wish it was David Cross.
That'd be really cool if he was part of the SoCal Mordheim. He just showed up to play some.
There's a couple celebrities that are secret gamers. I know.
Dude, there's a ton of celebrities that are not secret gamers. Like,
yeah.
When we worked for GW, Robin Williams went into the LA bunker and dropped a ton of money and spent like 2 hours talking to the whole staff. Rick Fox from the Celtics came into my store when I ran the Harvard Square bunker. He came out with his kids and he was like, I'm like, oh, you guys need any help? And he's like, my son's just picking some stuff out. I was like, what's he working on? He's like, I think he's doing guard stuff. I told him he can pick up whatever he wants. And I was like, I'm like, you need any help with any of this stuff? And he's like, I play Eldar. He's like, where's the 40K stuff? And I was like, over there. Like, he just went and started like grabbing armfuls and stuff. Like, it's so more prevalent than you think. I think everybody thinks that now that Henry Cavill has come out and been like, I play Custodes. Now it's like it's okay for everybody to come out and be like, I play this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a group.
MCP.
Tyler's game.
Yeah.
Inhumane Harvest.
Yeah, he's using MCP terrain here, but this is his zombie.
So the MCP terrain, I was like,
yeah. No, this is Inhumane Harvest, like a zombie survival simulator / game.
It's very fun.
It's very fun, and every time we play it at the studio, I try my hardest to ruin everyone else's day while we play. There's sound mechanics, so if you shoot a gun, zombies will be alerted to you, and I'm always the first one to pop off.
Excellent.
War Master.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So I heard was Tori up there?
Yes.
He was. I believe that is Tori.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that is. Yeah, I believe Paul made a Broheim announcement saying that Broheim was in the room, but the joke is
come up here, Mr. Broheim, and he wouldn't even raise his hand.
Nobody knows who Broheim is, so
fantastic. Yeah, we had Tori on last year, I think, to talk about Mordheim and about Broheim. But no, super cool. But yeah, so a whole bunch of people playing War Master.
Yeah, I think we had like 10 to 12 players, right?
I think so. I took a lot of photos. War Master especially is one of those games that like it just looks so good on the table. I know Tyler had what looked like 5,000 trays of zombies. It's just every battle looks so cinematic, and you could just sit there and watch.
That I want to get back to it because it looks so good. But I really I started painting high elves, and I'm like, it's not the army for me. I want to just go Empire across all games because I just love painting, and I love the theme of humanity and this fantasy world.
That's awesome.
Those mats too, like the little blankets that are
the blankies.
Those things are awesome.
I saw them and I'm like, in concept, this looks stupid. I don't think it'll work. And then once you actually have it out, you're like, oh wow, I was very wrong. This is awesome.
It's one of the few ways to move that much mat and have it take up almost no space and it weighs nothing. Because it's not like a mouse pad or like one of the crazy printed ones. You're like, oh, it's literally like a super thin blankie that. And yeah, you're right. Once all the terrain is on it, like holding it down, so it's not moving around all the time, like a tablecloth on a windy day. Yeah, I'm with you. Warmaster is one of those things, like, I always want to do, like, the closest to historicals I think I would ever get is building a Bretonnian army that looks like the Battle of, like, Crecy or something. So it's just all heavy horse with a couple of, like, trebuchets, and I was like, that would be rad. And then I'm like, do I really want to paint that?
Yeah.
Excellent. Tyler says, best Warmaster experience. The Maryland crew brought the most insanely immersive terrain. 14 perfectly painted Warmaster armies. It was really something to see.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is Mr. Tyler's all right at painting.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you very much, Tyler, for taking these photos. And sorry, I've stolen them from you.
Yeah, letting Dave steal them.
Thank you for letting me steal them. Or for not yelling at me in the comments. Yeah. But it's a cool. Oh, there we go. There's Tyler on the right, right?
And those are the Griffin brothers.
Yep.
Colson for 28 and Pied Peter Piper Chris.
Yep. Excellent. In servitor voice, I live to serve. That's awesome. So I'm guessing this was the wrap up. This was Sunday night.
Yes.
Yeah. As you can tell by Tyler's demeanor.
Yeah, that was everyone's. You can see the bags under Chris's eyes.
Yeah, no, that's great. I got to play a couple of games with Cole at Vestarian as well. So
I believe Cole was casting metal minis in the parking lot.
No, he did it at my house.
Okay.
I left to come to the con, and he's like, "Hey, do you mind if I use your garage?" And I said, "Well, what do you need?" He goes, "I'm gonna cast some metal models." And I was like, "Well, just bring the fire extinguisher with you, please." But yes.
Also, was he just like using what kind of molds was he using?
I have no idea. I didn't even get to see him.
I'm sure he wasn't dragging this spin casting machine behind him.
But... No. He uses like a hot pot for melting metal, and then he pours it right into like a silicone cast.
Right.
He was recasting random. I don't know, it's somewhere near me, but it's like a pre-Citadel, like Bretonnian looking guy.
Right.
He was also casting. He has sculpted a few models, and he was casting a bunch of those up to give away to friends.
Cool. Nice. Excellent. And I figure we'd finish up with this comment from Megaspure or Cody Taylor. Another Dice Fest is the single greatest con in all of gaming. I've never seen a community with more heart and soul in all my days. Hive Scum Podcast for life.
Yeah. It was like, it's funny because everyone gets emotional on the last day, and everyone has to share. Like, coming out here is so good because you can connect with all these people, and they always thank us. And it's like, I very much appreciate it, but you're making the connection yourself. You're doing.
I'm just giving you a room.
We're getting the room and facilitating the area for it, but you're having those good experiences because you are a good person. So it's like the community is very self-policing. And Cody was so thankful and so nice all weekend, and I always love Cody's work and him as a person. But
he's been a big supporter of us since we met him. There's this stipulation with like the 28 community from back in the day of where it's like not really easy to break into, or it wasn't. I guess it was a little more difficult to find and like just interact with everyone if you weren't on the in. And when we met him, he was nothing but kind to us, like playing Kingswood. He ran Kingswood and let me jump in with him when he was running that at Adepticon. His blog and how we found Jolita, like Paul, like that was a big thing for Paul, was the Jolita, his whole backstory and like the event that he ran. Like that was big for Paul, seeing all those models. And Cody actually very graciously, he entered one of the original Jolita mechs into Rusted Demon under the stipulation that we would keep it.
Okay.
And we handed that off to Paul like on the last day. And that was like a whole funny bit. But yeah, Cody's been great great to us, and he's been very kind and very formative for us. Like just seeing his work and like inspired a lot that we've done.
That's awesome. Tim in the chat has said he's so stoked about games and people making games. Talking about Cody.
Yes.
Precious sweet. So very cool. Awesome. So guys, we're at the point in the show where we jump in and have a look at some photos from our own community, the Build Paint Play community on Facebook. You guys want to hang out and check them out?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna just run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in 1 second.
Awesome.
Oh, good. He left his headset. I was like, don't leave the cord plugged in.
Yeah.
No hot mic in the bathroom.
Oh, he's done it.
I have no doubt. But there we go. Cool. So, I mean, we can jump in and get started while Steve's away. But first,
this thing is crazy.
It is. It's a bizarre, like centaur.
It's like a dragon ogre.
It is like a dragon ogre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, because I was like, I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, it is like a weird, like hobgoblin-y dragon centaur, but I was like, oh, it's a dragon ogre. Like,
yeah.
His colors are great. Like the blue and the red on the dragon body is super cool, and like the heavy like brass armor. It looks like it's like the crazy brass like Chinese armor you see in like historical stuff. But yeah, really, really cool. And he did a great job with like the base is obviously painted really well, but it's super subdued. So like everything is drawn up to like the color of the model itself. So
yeah, I think I do love the backdrop as well. Backdrops are always
the Capitol building. So this is a January 6th model, I think.
Right. No. No. But I do like that it's as you said, it's subdued. It's almost in soft focus.
Yeah, it's not taking away from the model at all.
Yeah.
Cat said it. Cat said it has almost a Gorka look.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
There are a lot of sort of desaturated tones going on there, but that pop of orange is great. But yeah, looking great, Adam. Nice work. Adam also shared this one. This is from one of the Raging Heroes.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, my brain was like, that's a classic Raging Heroes pose, like the super extreme, like leg lean. But then I was like, it's not, some super cheesecake model. It was like, it's a big buff, like cyber, like M. Bison character looking guy. So I was like, okay, but it's super cool. I mean, he did a great job on it. All the metal, I love the metal. The metal looks super cool.
Yeah.
And that shield is like an Ogren shield.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird having that like a bionic fist holding a shield. Feels odd, but
yeah. This is a Raging Heroes model. Just stock.
I think so. Yeah,
I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I do love the weird like bionic like neck muscle thing he's got.
Yeah.
Looks wild. Excellent. But no, beautiful work on the paint job there as well, Adam. Loving your greens.
Yeah.
This one. Alan.
Some more tank busters.
Alan was in the chat a little bit earlier, but he said he had to work from the office today. So, some more. What are they called now? What are the tank busters called now? Wreckers.
They're not called tank busters anymore.
Yeah, I think they're just. they got rid of the idea of having like either tank busters with the missile weapons or the burner boys. Now they're just called Rekkas. They're all just like they have Rekka weapons and you can pick different ones.
Oh.
But these looking really cool, Alan.
That's awesome.
I always love a good sort of rusted yellow.
I was gonna say nothing beats a good yellow.
I was gonna say, Gage, this would be right up your alley.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm slowly becoming an orc guy. I never wanted to admit it, but
I love the guy on the right. I love the idea of having like 2 rockets on a stick.
yeah.
Protected by just a little bit of metal.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's totally safe.
Absolutely.
This is one of SpaceX's first designs.
Yeah. Excellent work there, Alan. Nice one. Amos finished off General Grievous.
Super cool.
Yeah.
The little bits of like telltale light from the lightsabers on his shoulder plates and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Nice one.
That's awesome.
Is this a Legion model or is this a Shatterpoint model?
Shatterpoint.
Yeah. I love last week we saw it. It was mostly none, but it was finished off the base as well this week. And I think that orange fading into that ochre looks great.
That's nice.
Nice work, Amos.
Like looking at him, I can hear his stupid tin can voice. Oh, good, Mr. General Kenobi.
Yeah, I didn't want to try it because I'd start coughing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but yeah, excellent. Tim has to go. We'll catch you later, Tim. Have a good one. Bing has been painting up some more Malifaux.
Yikes.
I was going to say, where are these from? These are sick.
Yeah, those are all Malifaux.
Yeah. Awesome Malifaux stuff.
I didn't think Malifaux had cool minis.
They have a lot of like super weird, like through the looking class, like monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these ones are from the Unborn.
Yeah, the Neverborn.
Neverborn. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, looking great. Nice work, Bing.
That one on the left is like horrible.
I think they're all horrible.
Yeah, I like the little mask.
Yeah, they're in disguise. You're like, oh, it's obviously not a monster. Look at that nice, sweet face.
Yeah. Excellent.
Scott says those are all on 30 mil bases.
All right.
He said those are kind of small.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Chris, painting up some Fallout stuff.
Yeah, the power armor soldier on the right, and then dog meat.
Yep.
I love the pose on that model.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
That green looks really good.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind of
a game. I really want to try that game, but I don't know. It feels to me like I couldn't get the stories I would want out of that universe, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's something that like I have the game. Like I have the video game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Looking at these models, it kind of changes it.
There's from what I remember right now, there's like 3 versions of the game. So there's like the game where we all play sort of narratively against the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a miniatures driven D&D like kind of thing. Like it's like a miniatures dungeon crawl kind of combat game. And then there's like a versus version of that where it's almost like you pick groups and you fight against one another. And then there's the new one. Is it Fallout Factions? And Fallout Factions is like it's like Kill Team or Mordheim. It's like you build your little warband and you fight against other warbands and
yeah. But I think sorry.
Scott's saying that so the minis for Fallout are nice, and it's this is not a test 2.0 is out soon, so win-win.
Cool game. They should make a TV show. Yeah, I love the idea of just hodgepodging armor on your dog as well.
Yeah, Arwen running around with armor.
Yeah, the fur on the dog is pretty rad.
Thank you very much for filling while I coughed. But yeah, no, you're absolutely correct, Kat. The dog fur looks awesome. But beautiful work there, Chris. Thanks for sharing. Dan Eden, painting up some more sides of the Emperor.
These are great. I love that he did the blue, like the blue tones for the black.
Right.
It gives it like extra depth. It's not just like a flat blob.
Yeah. No, looking good there.
I think that's is that the store not the store anniversary model. Is that like the store special model?
It might have been. Yeah, like the free giveaway.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. But I love that he's got the new canister in one hand, and then he's standing on like the Tyranid skull that's on fire. Like that's pretty great.
Yeah. But yeah, they're looking good. Nice work, Dan. I think
again, it's that pop of a nice yellow.
Yeah,
I like that flamethrower.
Yeah,
I wish they all looked like that.
Yeah, that's one of the new Infernus Marines, so they all have the like Infernus gun.
Yeah, those look super cool. Nice one, Dan. Excellent.
Ooh, I know what these are. These are the new War Game Atlantic kits.
Yep, absolutely. So this is my buddy Glenn Robinson. I used to work with Glenn at Games Workshop back in Australia, so 30 years ago. And I'm actually staying with Glenn when I go over to the UK, when I go to Nottingham. So, but yeah, he shared some stuff. He's working on these for Baron's War.
Nice.
From Andy Hobday. And yeah, absolutely. As I said, Steve, these are from War Games Atlantic.
I think they're one of my favorite miniature companies to ever do business.
And I think they're out of Atlanta now. So definitely cool stuff. These are some more Baron's War models as well.
Oh, I didn't know they had the peasants.
Yep.
Yeah, I might need to start a Bretonian army.
Yeah. These is one of those kits that you buy the box because you'll do something with it.
Yeah, like that would make a great like townsfolk kit, like just NPCs.
Yep, absolutely.
I actually think they have an NPC kit coming out.
I think it's already out.
This is where the GM tells you you're attacked by bandits.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when they put out that skeleton, the first skeleton sets, like blew my mind how much you got out of that kit. And like so much so that I went and wrote a blog post about how you can play like a rank and file game with like 3 of the boxes. And then they went even further and they released the skeleton army box set that's $90, and you can actually play one-page rule regiments like 1,500 points with it.
Nice. Yeah, they've done a lot of super cool stuff, particularly in recent years as well.
Yeah.
Did you guys check out Malev's one box war game challenge last year?
I would say that was last year or so. Yeah, I think so.
Was it like second half of last year?
It got tossed around in the group chat for a little bit.
Yeah. So I think he said that they had. So he was doing it based on War Games Atlantic, or kind of doing it based on War Games Atlantic box sets. Mm-hmm. So taking a box, and I think so they used like a box of these for Great Helm, his own game. But the idea being you write a war game that just uses the contents of a single box of models. And he had like something like 90 entries in the competition.
Yeah. I think, didn't Mike Hutchinson say he did something?
He's got a couple, but the one, I can't think of the actual name of it right now. But the one that when we most recently just interviewed him, it's like something about radiation skies or something, but it's like an airship game, but in the actual rules, it's like cut the box a certain way. You can use the cardboard for the markers. You can actually use the box as a dice tray. You can use like it is truly use everything to make
just use everything from the box.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super cool.
I love that.
Well, Glenn, beautifully painted models there. They look awesome. I look forward to seeing you in person in a couple of weeks. Excellent. Sue Lynn. Sue Lynn's working on some Necrons at the moment.
Killing it as always.
Yeah. Looking absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, sorry, Star God. You're a battery now.
I don't even know what model this is.
That's the Satan from the center of the Tesseract vault.
Oh yeah, the vault. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's beautifully done. Nice work, Sue Lynn.
He's great.
Very cool. Scott Radham said that Mike Hutchinson truly eats every part of the buffalo.
There you go. Oh, and our boy Paul corrected me. Rad Pirates of the Toxic Sands is the game.
There we go. Awesome.
You were close. You know it was radiation something.
Yeah, yeah.
Radiation Skies is a pretty good name for
Yeah.
airship to
Write
airship.
that down. Write
combat
that
game.
down.
Paul, write that down.
Jeff Smith has been working on a Imperial Guard painting commission. And
Love that camo.
Yep.
I love the idea. I love the idea of like the guy calling in coordinates for the heavy flamethrowers. It's like
it's
like 30 feet in front of us. Got it.
yeah.
Oh, those are flamethrowers. I thought that was a lasgun at first.
Yep. No.
And the poor guy's using them like they're wearing the tanks on their backs.
Right.
Yeah. That's
You
great.
couldn't even attach that to like the moving vehicle.
So when they move, they got to pick that up and pull it along.
The whole thing's like just a wheelbarrow. You just pick up the back feet and you just walk the thing forward and then you drop it.
Yep.
Also, all their gear stored on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to like walk out front.
Underneath.
I forgot.
Red
I need
hot
Oh, my
barrel.
sleeping bag got shot.
But they are deathcore, so they don't.
Yeah, they don't
They
care.
don't care.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to care. But no, beautiful work there, Jeff.
Yeah,
That
these
was
are
great.
great.
Nice one. Jeremy Waltman's picking up some more Warzone.
Yeah, those are Venusian Rangers, and he did awesome like tiger stripe camo on them.
Looking good there.
I feel like Tiger Stripe is really, really easy to mess up. And this guy did not do that. So good for him.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of camo.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. It's really weird because like you can't go less is more because then it doesn't look like tiger stripe. You have to go really heavy with it. But it's like it's all about like the dags and how you overlay the colors. Like you're 100% right. It should be really easy to do, but it's so
Like,
easy.
oh, it's just
to-
lines. I'm just doing horizontal lines. It's fine, but no.
Yeah. Where you see them overlap like this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
kind of the key to it.
No, they're super cool though.
But yeah, nice work, Jeremy. Look great.
Slug action.
Yep, John Steining's been. This is a Hetzer.
Oh, that is a Hetzer. You're correct. My bad.
But yeah, John's been super excited about painting some more tanks. He's got a huge collection of tanks already, but he's doing this for 20 millimeter. And he has also painted a Hetzer for 28 millimeter.
Nice.
World War II gaming. So I'm sure this one's going to get the decal treatment soon.
Those are both really cool kits.
Yeah.
I like how boxy the tank is, especially with
yeah.
the extra armor on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
Really
of like
cool,
the
man.
skirts and stuff. It always cracks me up that this that has like a muffler that's exposed on the back. You're like, okay, you're like the whole thing is covered. They're like, well, we'll leave the muffler outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone strips the Cat 5 from it.
Don't park this thing in the wrong neighborhood.
It was the best part though, is that all of them rusted really quickly.
Yeah.
Always get that great rust look on it.
He did really good, like his stippling along the armor edges and around like the cowling in the front.
Yeah.
Like all the rounded edges and stuff. That's really good.
Yeah, looks great. Nice work, John. And he's already started working on some more as well. So,
What is it? A Panzer IV?
yeah, I think so.
I think there's a 4. The netting is super cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
I've never
wonder
seen
what
it.
that's
I haven't
made
seen
of.
the netting like that before. So,
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Looks cool. Nice work, John.
It almost looks like
Thought it was like clay and he made it. That's kind of what it looks like.
All right.
But see, to me, it almost looks like somebody bought like cloth netting, like you would use for like a badminton net, and then you sort of like dunk it in liquid paint, and then hang them up to dry, and then it'll kind of solidify.
Yeah.
Could be that.
That's what it could be. I don't know. I don't know that he did that, but that's what it looks like.
We'll have to get him to do a step by step on the Facebook group.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, the camo's great. Again, super simple, really easy to screw up, but like,
yeah, nice work. Excellent. Next up,
you know who's this, Dave?
This is Wasp.
Very good.
You wanted me to say Evangeline Lilly, right?
I mean, you were going to say Evangeline Lilly. But...
I know, but I had to try and get it right. But yeah. So yeah, Kelly's done an excellent job on Wasp here.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I
always love that he puts like pages of comics on the bases.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I love the wings. That sort of shimmer effect.
Yeah, they're supposed to look like all iridescent.
Yeah. Yeah, as Steve says, great wing shading and blending. Excellent stuff there. And that's just the stock model from Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yep.
Very cool. Nice work, Kelly.
The amount of those models that are just everything is connected to a girder.
Right. Yeah.
There's so many girders in that world that are just protruding for people to stand on.
It's got to be dynamic.
Yeah, it is their substitution for the GW Tactical Rock.
Yes, 100%.
It is the atomic mass like structural girder instead of
yeah.
Excellent. Oh, going back to this, Cat Swift said you can buy a rubberized fabric like that. Takes paint well, drapes.
Oh, cool.
Uses a rug liner.
Nice. Okay.
And that could be it. Thanks, Cat.
I've always used cheesecloth.
Oh yeah, the rug liner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Oh, Louise is killing it. This model looks so good.
Yep. Louise has been working on this for the last couple of weeks, and we've got the three shield bearers done now.
We just need Prince Alric on top.
Yep. But yeah, coming along really nicely there, Luis. I think he's gonna look great when he's up.
Is that the actual old kit?
It's like an updated version of it. You know what I mean?
Is
like
a third party company.
Yeah. It's like when they did the new Noise Marine. Like they definitely were like, this is Jess Goodwin's Noise Marine because I loved it when I was a kid, so I made a bigger version of it. And you're like, nailed it.
Yeah.
I love that old model with the king on it. I used to never be able to understand what, like, I had no concept of like what I was looking at in old White Dwarfs when I would see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the original one is on a slightly smaller base, and there's just two dwarves holding him up.
Yeah.
The new one, there's three because there's a guy in the back, like the guy in the back that's
struggling.
Like, he's like, guys, do your part. Like he's the one holding up all the way.
Yeah.
Well, it's always the problem when you got that sort of thing. If somebody's a little bit shorter,
yeah,
it always throws everything off, right? But yeah, looks great, Luis. Nice one. Sean Gleason. Sean's been working on his this crazy Everblight piece.
Oh yeah.
For War Machine.
Is that still a game that people play? Like, is that still a supported game?
So it is now. It just got resupported because now Steamforge bought it. The guys who make Dark Souls.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So they're their plan over the next couple of years is they're going to make the whole line hips plastic again, which I'm super excited for.
Because that was like a hot game for a minute, like a hot competitive game for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no,
I'm actually looking forward to them bringing. They want to lean more narrative, so I'm really excited about that. They want to make it more like all inclusive, not just like have a bunch of dudes like going online and looking up whacked out lists to make like min max like meta chasing stuff. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't need any of that.
Yeah.
This is a crazy model.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his wings are bananas.
Yeah. Looking great there, Sean. Nice one.
He's pretty big too.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's got to be at least a foot tall, right? To the tip of the wing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Gotta be. Nice one. And finally, we got some stuff from Steven, who
Old school Savage Works.
Yep.
just got
It
home
looks
from
like a
work
shaman.
ago.
On the right,
Yeah.
I think that's a shaman.
Oh yeah, with the bone skull like staff thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Steven's going through and doing some repaints, bringing them up to his.
Oh yeah, the red staff, dude. The red spears.
Absolutely.
It's so ridiculous.
Dang,
That's how I did my
markings on the
goblin army.
doors.
Yep.
But yeah, looking great there, Steven. Very cool.
Love that background too.
Yeah, it's very cool.
He always takes his palettes. When he's done, he like scratches out his whole palette and like turns it into a backdrop and then takes photos with it.
That's sick.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys know what the bases look like for this army? Because I'm really hoping for some green static flocking on the bottom of that.
We've talked about that. He's painting them kind of like an update of the old school style, but he's making like modern bases. And I was like, oh no, like we gotta do the red spears. You gotta do the godly green base.
Dude, even if it's flocking, come on.
Yeah, oh dude, like nothing.
Here we go.
Nothing.
Oh,
yes,
dude.
That's what I said. I was like, oh man, I'm like, if you're gonna go full retro, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
But I think these bases still look cool.
Oh, they do, but like it's like you're telling us half the joke. You know what I mean? It's like, oh well, I went with the red period, so all the wood is red, and you're like, oh right, that's during the green base period. You're like, yeah, but I didn't do that.
But he's been painting them all up for Hobgoblin. So
Nice.
another Mike Hutchinson game.
Dude, I love the old Doom Divers. They're so great.
They look fantastic, don't they?
The guy in the middle is the best.
The
Yeah, the
tongue
tongue
stuck out.
out.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
But yeah, no, I think Steven's done an excellent job. The those checkers around his hat are tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful work there, Steve. That is great. Oh, and there we go.
Man, the blacks in this piece are so nice. Like it's really, really. Oh,
Sorry, moving along. That's one in the slideshows where we usually show the thumbnail for next week's episode.
but there is no next week.
There is no next week's episode. Next week I'm flying to the UK. The week after that, there will also not be an episode because I'll be in the UK. And the week after that, we will have an episode. It'll be episode 20, final episode for the season. And it will be a What Did Dave Do While He Was in the UK episode.
Yeah, it's a recap.
A recap for all the fun stuff that I get up to, which is going to be pretty crazy.
It's an Aussie turned American goes to the UK.
What are you going to the UK for?
That's a good question.
Just to check it out. He heard fish and chips are good and wants to see what all the buzz is about.
This is
Classic.
Big Ben, Houses of Parliament. No, I'm going over to spend a bit of time talking to folks about the Dave Taylor Miniatures publishing stuff that I've been doing. So the Art of book series, other books, that kind of thing.
Cool.
Talk about Build, Paint, Play.
Did he get some games in?
Get
Which
some
is
games
why
in.
he flew his army over there.
Yeah,
Right.
my army over. So yeah, I'm going to be playing a battle report, recording a battle report with the folks at Tabletop Tactics,
Sweet.
who do awesome 40k battle reports. I'm going to be going to UK Games Expo, which is on the weekend of the 30th, 31st of May, 1st of June. I'm going to be going to see the folks at Siege Studios, recording a podcast with them for the paint perspective. Tuesday night, actually, yeah, that's what I'm doing on the Tuesday night. I'm going to be recording with the Painting Phase guys up in Nottingham. Hopefully on the Thursday, I'm going to be recording with Peachy and Louise and Rob for an episode of Jugs.
It's
again,
different than Jugs here in the States. It's not the same.
no,
Well, we're aware.
no, it's exactly the same. No, but yeah, doing that and then going back down to the Siege Studio guys and helping with their they got a painting competition, the Iron Skull painting competition. So I'll be going to that and hanging out and then flying home on the Sunday so I can get back in time to go back to work on the Monday.
That's a busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. It'll be crazy. It's going to be like 10 days of moving all around the country and talking to a lot of people about toy soldiers, which is what I love to do anyway, right?
Always
Yeah.
the best.
Always the best thing to do, without a doubt.
And it's technically a business trip. You can run off the whole thing for Dave Taylor Miniatures.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm doing. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Already done. But yeah, very excited about that. What do we got in the chat? Excellent. Steve says, thanks, guys. It's going to be fun to field. I think he's talking about the unit of
The goblins. All the goblins. All the greenskins.
all the greenskins. Dave says, thank you, Dave and Jake. Thank you, Steve and Gage. Thank you, Army Painter, and great work, everyone. Cat Swift says, I'm feeling withdrawal starting already. That's okay. As you know, Cat, we've already got 120 episodes already.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to go back and check out.
If you want to check out something new, if you haven't checked out Hive Scum Podcast yet, link is down below. You can definitely do that. Jonathan Blower says, there's a little place called Warhammer World. There is.
Oh yeah, that's that kid James Workshops' place. I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. James Workshop.
James Workshop's got his little store there, so it's gonna be good. Oh, Steven says, are you going to Boyle? I am not going to Boyle, which is Bring Out Your Late. I think that's later in the year. I think it's August, September.
I was going to ask if you were going to go to Foundry while you were there.
No, I won't be going to Foundry. I don't think. I'll probably be going to Warlord Games, saying hi to them. Maybe catch up with Andy Hobday as well. We'll see. There's a lot on.
That's a lot of stuff to pack into that schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me. I don't like sitting around. So.
No, I'm aware.
Excellent. Anyway, that's enough about me. Gage, Steve, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Of course.
Talking about all the awesome stuff that you guys are doing, building awesome communities, creating wonderful opportunities for people to do the work themselves as well. As I say, just giving them a room to be in, a space to share. So that's super cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Just happy to be here.
Awesome.
We'll have to line something up for next year because with you guys being that close, like I can drive down there in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Dave to come up or something.
Oh, he should.
Absolutely. Of course, I wasn't able to do it this year because of proximity to my UK trip, but I won't be doing that trip next year. So,
Well, next year we're also moving it to the fall. We haven't set dates yet, but we want to do it in the fall because there's, right now is con season. It's like tail end of Adepticon, everything else going on, Gen Con. Put it in the
PAX
fall.
East.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it was like 3 weekends in a row would have all been conventions, and it's like we got to move this.
Well, and also
Better weather.
it would help out with your thing too. Like it's like you were talking about, it was really humid in that room. If you did in the fall, hopefully that'd be more manageable as well. So
Yeah.
As long as we don't get one of those like crazy October snowstorms or something.
Oh man, it wouldn't be the first time, but
No.
all right. Well, let's wrap this up so you three can all get to bed and rest up and feel better, hopefully, and be able to get through the weekend and stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here. It was awesome talking to you about all this stuff, and I'm sure on behalf of your community, like, thank you guys for hosting the show because it seems like everybody that went had a great time. So you guys are obviously doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're trying. And thank you for having
doing
us.
our best.
Cool. So hang around for a little bit after we do the wrap up for the show, and we'll do our separate goodbyes.
Beautiful.
But yeah, otherwise I think we're all good, Jake.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in here and checking us out. If you haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click all the stuff you're supposed to do. Hit the bell for notifications. All the links are below. I know Dave and I actually have a code that you can use if you want to shop on armypainter.com. I know our link isn't up there, but our code is actually BPD5.
Actually,
So-
our link is there. It's the new
Okay.
link. It's been updated.
Outstanding. So
But
you
yeah,
can use that.
I will update with the code. So add the code.
So you can use that if you don't use the link, you can use the code. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. If anybody needs anything, make sure you're posting your stuff in the Facebook page, so we'll stock up on stuff to show off at the end of the next show. And if you have any questions, post in the comments below, or you can poke Steve and Gage directly. And if you guys need anything, we will see you in a couple weeks. And as always, do not forget to build, paint, play.
Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.